Hello and welcome to ReginaldESQ. I'm Underhook and this is the next in my series looking at the armour changes made in patch 9.9 World of Tanks. Today we're looking at the Caernarvon. On the right hand side of my screen, or your screen, you can see 9.8 pre-recorded Tank Inspector, and on the left of your screen is 9.9 live Tank Inspector. So let's start the recording and have a look at the armour. So they have nerfed the turret of this tank. So they buffed the turret on the Conqueror and they've nerfed the turret on this tank. So the lower plate armor is the same at 76mm. The upper plate is the same as well, but the beak of the tank has been removed, and the beak of the tank was 203mm. So the beak's gone. I don't think it makes any difference for ramming, I'm not sure. And, I don't think it's made that much difference. It is a nerf, but it's not that big a nerf. So the upper plate, 130, is still 130. And then we move on to this bar here, which looks like it's a ring to protect the turret ring. It's armor, which is, you can see there around the front there. I think that's what it is, or it's just a ring below the turret. Anyway, that used to be only 130mm. That's actually been buffed. Now it's 254, so that's particularly strong just there. Don't know why they've done it, but they've done it. So that's we've had a minor nerf, and that's a minor buff. So moving right along. So yeah, there's no turret ring. You can't really hit the turret ring anymore. So that is a buff. So 165mm of armor on the front of the turret. It is now 152. So we've lost 13mm across the whole, not cannon mantlet, but the whole front area of the turret has lost 13mm. So we'll keep that going. You can see it's the same here. Now we enter the this blue area here on the edge of the mantlet, this flashing area here. Now that used to be 100mm and it overlaid the 165. Now it's 76mm overlaying the 152, so we've had a nerf there as well. So the pink area here, I've got 200mm overlaying 112. Now we have 114mm overlaying 152, so it's pretty major. Now this mantlet is a patchwork quilt. It's got bits and pieces and strong points and weak points all over the place. It always did have, but now it's got even more. So let's continue this on a little bit. So you can see there the blue bit in the center was only 100mm. Now it's 152, so there's no sort of super weak area like there was before. No, I take that back. This area here is 89mm. So the blue square is 89, and the pink dot, which is probably machine gun in the middle, is 152, whereas previously the middle part was 100, and there was no weaker part around the outside like there is now. So it's a bit of a weird one. So looking at this sort of a section here, as we're looking at on the replay, so similar sort of section, and we've got 200mm overlaying 165. It's now just 114mm. I might have picked a bad section, so let's move this a little bit. No, it doesn't look like I picked a bad section. Oh, if I go up a bit higher, it's 114 over 152. If this is 200 over 165, that's probably a fairer comparison right there. And down around here somewhere, we've got 200mm, and here we've got 114. Pretty much where there's no overlaid armor. In the old mantlet, you had 200. On this one, you've got 114. So if you look around here, it's all sort of 114, 152, and it's parts where it does overlay, but yeah, they've stuffed it. Now the top of the tank is the same at I thought I started that recording, is the same at 51, so there's no changes there, and this section here at the front is 45, which I think is the same as it was before as well. This mantlety section near the gun doesn't add any additional armor, still just 152. Alright, so moving on to the side of the tank now, we've had a little bit of a buff and a nerf. So this side armor here is the same. It's 6mm overlaying 51, and this is still 51 as it was before. But this front bit here, which is the bit that comes around, has been buffed, the same as it was on the they buffed it on the Caernarvon as well. So that there is now, sorry, on the Conqueror as well. That there's now 130mm instead of just 51, which is great for if you were angling your tank a little bit. That was a real weakness when it was only 51mm because of the angle, which now it's been boosted up. So that's much tougher. And it is a buff to the tank, and if you're wondering what that looks like when the tank is complete, it's actually quite hard to see. So it's actually this area here, which when the tank's got all the boxes and stuff on the side is actually a little bit hard to see, but people who knew about it would fire into it. But it's much harder, it's much tougher now, so that's great. That's a weakness that's been fixed. However, I won't look at these little bits, but they have changed. Now, the major part here, this side of the turret here was 112 millimeters, is now 89. So we've lost, what's that? That's 11 and 12 is 33 millimeters we've lost off the side of the turret. That is a real worry, because this tank really has to be hulled down to be effective at all. So we've lost armor off the front of the turret and the mantlet, and we've lost substantial armor off the side of the turret. And since you can't always control where people are shooting at you, you might be shooting at someone over here and someone else has got a target here. Well, it's giving us, say, 155 there, where it would have been giving us at least, 190 or something, maybe a bit more from there. So that is a real worry. That's going to make the tank a lot easier to pen. Let's have a look at the back. The back remains pretty much the same. Got 20 down here, 38 up here. That looks pretty much the same. The upper deck here is 17, same as it was before, so artillery will still smash this thing to pieces. We've still got 51 there surrounding that upper part. And the very top of the turret is 29, except I don't know if you call it a nerf, but this area here used to be 51. This around the very top edge of the turret. It's now 29 instead of 51, but I don't think you can access that with shooting to the top. Or maybe you can. Oh hell, could be another nerf. If you can just scrape the very top of the cupola, it's probably going to go in auto pen. Alright, that's it. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more reviews, please subscribe to ReginaldESQ.